Hey all, it's Gabriel Pen, or as you may have figured out if you happen to go to Liberty University, I go by a different name, but that's because Gabriel Pen is a pen name. I don't tend to think of it as telling people something that's not true. Um, Gabriel is the name I would have given myself if I had a choice in choosing my own name. And Pen, of course, because, Pen, it's kind of fun. So I don't think of it as giving myself an alternate name. I think of giving it more my real name, or a different side of me to say. I mean, you're probably wondering, why do I have this awesome face paint thing going on? There was a football game over at Liberty University, where I go to school, and I decided to call on the epic spirit of Braveheart to challenge us to win, and we did, and it was amazing. But on to further stuff. I feel like chatting a little bit more about the book today. And speaking of this sort of thing going on here, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the genre of the book and some other stuff that we're going to be doing. First things first. In regards to this, the real genre of the book, technically it's dark fantasy. But I have said on Tumblr and other places that I tend to think of it as Viking Steampunk. Now, why do I say that? Well, not only is there a lot of this kind of face paint there, giant beefy warriors, axes and swords, there's also a heavy steampunk element to it, including there's already steam-powered cars there. There's motorcycles. There is going to be a pistol at multiple points throughout the first book. And more so as time goes on. At one point, there's even going to be a mechanical arm. I'm not sure. I haven't fully decided whether it's going to be in the first book or the second book, but it's definitely going to be somebody with a mechanical arm and stuff in there too. It's just a whole lot of fun. I don't think anybody's seen anything like it, and that's why I made the book in the first place. I made it because it was a book that I wanted to read. I think that's the best kind of book you can write, something that you distinctly want to read, because if you want to read it, maybe somebody else does too. More information on the book and what's going on. Some of you have heard through WordPress that we finally did get a model for the character Zentai. I say Zentai, I don't want to put any spoilers, but I'm not going to. Okay, but basically, we finally found this person. I had seen her multiple times. Yes, Zentai is a she, and Zentai is also a complete and utter beast. She is super short, but carries a really big stick, or stick with a giant blade on the end of it. A giant 5'6" stick with a blade on the end of it. She's a lot of fun to write. She's super, super hyper all the time, and that's why she's so much fun to write. She doesn't necessarily speak really fast and really long. It's just that she's super hyper, and she seems to really like life. And so that's why I had so much fun writing her. But we finally found the model, who as it turned out, was hiding all along in my drawing class. You may be seeing more of her at some point, you might not, but right now she just agreed to be the character reference for the drawing of that character. As for whether the person who's modeling is going to be showing up in pictures at any point, I can't really say. I would feel a little bit unsure posting pictures of somebody on the net besides me. But it's a very exciting time for the book. I, in fact, recently got to talk with an already pretty well-known author, the guy who wrote Day of the Dead Gaza. I recently talked with him about the book and about how I wanted to bring Christians back into the genre of fantasy. Because when you think of Christians in the fantasy genre, most people, they think C.S. Lewis or J.R.R. Tolkien, and then they stop. That's because there really aren't very many of them. I wanted to bring that back, and it's not that I want to be like overly religious about it, but I think it would be good to be seeing some more representation um, in the genre of people besides those, I guess, who aren't Christian. I'm not really sure where I was going with that. Um, but yeah, basically prepared for some really really cool stuff. I think we're going to be getting a lot of new drawing stuff. At least that's what the illustrator has been telling me. Um, we have a map that's coming out pretty soon. Um, we have a lot of cool things that I'm really psyched for. We are looking for agents. Um, the few who I'm looking into right now are the ones for Mistborn, the ones behind the City of Bones series, because I love that series, and they also did Infernal Devices, which is very close in style to Dark Veil, except for the fact that Dark Veil is set a little bit further back in time. Um, it's a really, really awesome and cool time for this entire writing experience, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. And I am so thankful to all the fans who've been keeping up with me through thick and thin, even when a lot of things weren't very popular, and I was just starting out and I really didn't know what I was doing. So thank you all very much for that. And I hope that we will be getting more as time goes on, and I'll get to talk with you fantastic people. As always, Gabriel, signing off.